The wind's blowing my hair all over the place. We're getting a storm. I wanted to share a little bit about the storm. As you can see behind me, all the clouds coming in. We had a really bad storm last night. And I don't know if you can hear me with the wind, but yeah, telephone poles came down out front of the house and the electric went out for a short bit. But they can get really, really bad, you know, in Florida. So here's some of the waves are pretty high. So I was on the boardwalk area. Still beautiful. I love even the stormy days. The waves are getting pretty high. You can hear the wind. And I'm still waiting for that to open. This is a different view. Usually I'm out on the boardwalk sharing from that side of it. But we got a storm coming in, so I'm gonna make this quick. Wanted to jump on and say hi. Happy Saturday. Got a great conversation coming up this evening at 7 o'clock EST time with Andrea Corey. She does a little bit of a singing bowl at the end. And yeah, check it out. And just sharing a little bit about my walk. Thank you to the subscribers. We did meet 1,000 subscribers, so thank you. This is the park. That's a spa. Over there. You can see the shelf clouds coming in. That spa is supposed to be magical and mystical. They have sacred water there from a spring. They sell it there. You can buy it. But yeah, see a lot of the waves. Usually we don't get a lot of big waves here in this part. Usually when we do, it's like a hurricane coming through. But I wanted to jump on and say hi, let you guys know we do have a conversation this evening. Andrea Corey. And then her description is in the bottom. You can get her books. Go to her website. She does sound bowl healing, meditations, and let's go down here a little bit. You can see the waves. We got quite a storm coming in. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday so far. Thank you to the subscribers, followers of the channel, and supporters. We do have a membership. We did reach 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. Hi everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate support, subscribers and followers. Like, share, and subscribe. We have a great conversation coming up this evening. I'm on the boardwalk here in a moment. This is our little beach here. Feels like some rain coming in. We have a guy who does kayaking school for kids right here, which is kind of cool. Kayak camp, he calls it. If you're in the area, check him out. This is the boardwalk out by the ocean. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you to all the subscribers and the guests who come. I love the guest stories. They make a great impact to share their stories, helping others. For those who are awakening, going through traumas, trouble, fears, doubts, worry, know, just life. And I love nature. The water's coming in pretty high. High tide. I'm thinking about doing a channel called My Salty Life or something like that, where we just kind of get into life in Florida. Hi! How's everybody doing? We got the mangroves. They're so cool. We got a great conversation coming up this evening. 7 o'clock EST time on Life, Death, and Beyond. We do have books for those who are awakening in the descriptions, and we have our guest books and websites and offerings in the description, so you can always check that out if you feel called to book a session, get their book. It's probably going to get a little wavy and windy as we get out here, so you may not be able to hear me, but just taking you on a little journey with me. Check out the waves coming in underneath the boardwalk. We got a lot of wind coming. We got some dragonflies hovering. I just did a painting on dragonflies. I'll post that in the post section. All right, here comes the wind. This is where I usually stand and do the videos from. Now we're out on the boardwalk right over the water. It's pretty high. Usually you can see the bottom, all the way to the bottom of the water. Yeah, we don't really get much waves, but except for during a storm. I have so much respect for the ocean. So powerful. But so love the ocean, whether it's sunny or stormy. It's so cool. We're on the west side. Midwest Florida. Where are you guys at? Yep, it's West Coast. So beautiful out here. Waves are so soothing. Yesterday we had like lightning hit a telephone pole outside of the front of the house, and then I guess it finally decided to fall and took out the electric, clipped some of the transformers, wires down across the road, and Spirit woke me up and said go outside. So I went outside and tried to start directing traffic because people were running right through the wires. It was craziness, you know, and then finally like the police came, which was not too long after that, and then Duke, the electrical company, came really quick, and so the electric wasn't out for very long. It sounded like the electric was going coming in. But I wanted to jump on real quick, say hi to the subscribers, followers, supporters. You really make a difference, and thank you for your support and for the guests that come on and share their stories to help others. We really appreciate it. It's what I do. I had near-death experience, and that's why I do what I do, to help share the information, of other people that resonate with my story, my journey, so we can have a collaboration and a conversation about it and get the information out there. We have a great conversation with Andrea coming up. She does sound healing with the singing bowls, crystal bowls. 7 o'clock EST time on Life, Death, and Beyond. So check that out. We really appreciate everybody. Cool. What part of you are you in? I've only been here since 2010. But it seems like Florida's always called me since I was a child, and finally in 2010, after my awakening and the near-death experience, I finally moved to Florida and just left everything behind, packed my car and moved. And I kind of wish I had videotaped everything along the way in the journey. It's a great story, and I'll be posting some of that because I want to create another channel called My Salty Life and share the story and the awakening journey. So, and I'm writing books, to put that into a book too as well at some point. We unlocked supers and in the chat, so for our lives, you can always do that if you want. It really helps the channel to grow. Like, share, and subscribe. And again, we do have a great conversation coming up with Andrea, Corey, and if you experiences, out of body, meditation, kundalini, spiritual awakening, conversations. We have a guest that's going to be coming up talking about science and spirituality together, so kind of bringing that together and seeing how it plays out, how we can apply it to our lives from that perspective, and bring into some understanding about time, about space, about the universe, consciousness. So we have a lot of great topics coming up, and we do have a lot of conversations that are already up, so check those out. We would appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe, and maybe if you know somebody who needs to hear one of the videos, share them along. We would appreciate it, because we're here to help. That's why we do what we do. And yes, we love sharing the stories, but it's also to help others. Alright, I'm going to start heading back and want to share this Saturday because I said I would try to do every Saturday. And it doesn't always look blissful here, like vacation, like today. And that's just like life. Like one day it's sunny and bright and shining and everything's glistening and just so peaceful. And then other days it looks like this. Life is ups and downs. And we can learn a lot from nature, if we really look at it and connect. It teaches us a lot, And with the ocean, I've developed a lot of respect for the ocean. I was in the ocean one time swimming, and I got caught up in the current and got tossed around, turned around, came up, lost the bathing suit and everything. Wasn't pretty, but over the time I've developed a real appreciation, not a fear, but respect, I would say, for the ocean and how powerful it is, and the winds and nature. And, I think that's kind of how we should apply that to life. When times get turbulent, just have, appreciation for it, and just know it's there for us to and help us grow. All right, that's my words of wisdom for today, and hope you guys have a great Saturday. Like, share, and subscribe. Please share. We do appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Much love to all.